I took a shot at the door and the cowl here and put a thin coat on. It looks like it's pretty straight. It's pretty good. I'm gonna really yank my wheel and get ready to get to this back part here. Well, this is drying up a little bit. And just press on. Well, there's that coat of Bondo cleaned up with a board sander, and then 36 grit, and then 108 or 80 grit DA. That looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna prime it, and then I can see where I need more Bondo. Oh, I just put a light coat on, but all the places that are low are going to be a darker color because it's got two coats of Bondo. I can hear it's where all the low places where it didn't get sanded. I'll just mix up another thin coat, cover the whole thing, and try to get it as smooth as I can. And that'll be pretty much the final coat of Bondo on this. There's a pretty decent fine coat. It went on awfully thin. I wanted just enough to fill any of my dirt tracks. There was a little bit of a dent right in the bottom there. Might take a little more on it. But all in all, this looks pretty decent. I'll sand it off again and smooth it up, prime it once more. Guess I could go to the other side now. Yeah, I got some pretty heavy sanding to do on this one. I filled up some holes here. I was going to try to paint at least this cowl and the stripe orange. I've still got a lot of work to do here. Other side's pretty much done. It's all smooth and all the dents and waves are out of it. It's been sanded off with 80 grit and primed again. Looks pretty decent. So this side's pretty much done. I got a little work right back there by that rear fender, but looks like a couple places right in here that need some Bondo in this cowl stripe. If I got enough light, that's what I'm going to try to do, is finish up these little Bondo places and sand this off and paint it. Well, I don't know if it's too dark to see, but I finally was able to get enough of it done to squirt a shot of the Hemi orange on my door panels and stuff. Don't look too much different than the primer, but it really is. And I think I'll have enough to finish up the car. There's a little bit left in a tank. If I have to, I'll buy another one. But it looks pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell out here tonight, but I think it'll be just fine. Yeah, moving right along. I got this side, the old Bondo taken off of it, and I welded me another brace on the inside. I've started working on my door here a little bit, cleaning it up and some of this area, so now I can do all the Bondo for this. Well, there's the first coat. Turned out pretty decent. There's no real major bumps or anything in it. Bottom looks alright. Start cleaning the door up a little bit. Yeah, I think this one will turn out just fine. Next I had a little thin rusted out piece that went across the back of this brace. So I just cut it all out, tacked it in. I'm going to grind it off now, and then I'll fill that all up with Bondo, so that'd be a nice smooth surface. A little further update, I got my back place Bondoed in pretty good. I've got this door here and panel ready for the final coat of Bondo. I've almost got that ready for the final coat. I went over this here, it's ready for the final coat. I sanded the door down, it looks like it just needs to be primered. I've got a couple little dents in here I need to fill and pull that tire off. Started cleaning up some of my rough spots in it. I was going to try to paint it today, I don't know. If I just take an extra day and finish the body work, it'll be fine. I put my brace in over there and Bondoed that up pretty good. Starting to clean that door up pretty good. But I think if I just spend the rest of the day on this and really do all my fine sanding, prime it well, and then tomorrow in the fresh daylight I'll be able to see what I'm doing, and I'll have all day, then I can paint it. So that's the goal today, not to paint it, but to just get it as perfect as I can in one day, and then we'll paint it tomorrow. Well, moving right along, this video is really not about Bondo, but there are some techniques worth knowing. This door here is now been 36 grit sanded. This is ready for one more skim coat and then sanding. Same thing with this. This needs some sanding and then primer. Now this one has been sanded and then skinned with Bondo. That's all I've done here is I just put on just as thin a coat as I could possibly get away with, so I don't have any real tracks or anything in it. Now I'm no longer shaping the Bondo. The shape's done. What I'm trying to do now is just fill up all my sanding scratches. You can see here there's some sanding scratches, and then the Bondo's very thin right into the scratches. Now in the metal it won't scratch the metal, but it does do it on paint and other Bondo. So this last coat here is just to fill up the scratch marks. This one's pretty good, of course. That was a dead flat piece of steel. So what I got to do now is just sand this one down and then skim it, then DA it and prime it. This one here is ready for a skim coat. That's going to cover up all of my little tiny marks and everything like that that's in the firewall here. The door is ready for another coat of primer and paint. Of course, I've got some little dents up in here on top that I was filling, but just a little technique that's worth knowing. I'm assuming everybody pretty much knows how to do Bondo. This is not about that, but at least it's some sort of a record of the car, and it's worthwhile knowing. Alright, a little more on this particular skinning technique. I've used a 36 grit with a board sander here, and got all the high points out of all this. I've got just a few little places in here that are sticking up. That's where the metal is, so that skin is going to be as thin as possible. Now I'm going to mix it some Bondo and skin this.